Hello, wonderful listeners. Sandy here with another Power Pop. I'd like to start today by apologizing to you. When Shannon and I started Your Personal Power Pod 3.5 years ago, our goal was to bring you an episode every week or week and a half. And we managed to do that for quite a while. But then at the beginning of 2025, as you all know, Shannon was diagnosed with some medical problems. So we switched from doing joint episodes to doing Power Pops. And that seemed to work for a while as Shannon healed. Then a few weeks ago, I got both COVID and the flu at the same time, which is a truly ridiculous thing to do. I don't know how I did it. It pretty much knocked me out, and I was not able to do a Power Pop or even think for quite a while. We have been quiet for the past few weeks and want to apologize for that. We weren't able to let you know what was going on, and we appreciate that you were still listening to old episodes and hanging in there with us. So what I want to do today is talk about what to do when life throws you a curve like it has done for us. You have a carefully crafted plan. You set your goals. You envision how everything will unfold. And then something happens. Whether it's a personal crisis, sudden job change, health issues, or simply the unpredictability of everyday life, disruptions are inevitable. The real challenge isn't avoiding these moments. It's learning how to adapt when they arrive. The first thing to do is acknowledge that there is a disruption. Don't judge it. Don't get all worked up about it. Don't carry on about it. Just recognize what's happened. Sometimes it's tempting to push through or pretend that nothing has changed. I tried to do that when I got COVID, but obviously it did not work. That often leads to burnout or poor decision making. Take a moment to acknowledge the change in your reality. In the process, practice some self-compassion. It's okay to be disappointed, frustrated, or angry, but be gentle with yourself and don't judge yourself for being thrown off course. Then accept what you can't control. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means acknowledging the reality of the situation without resistance. When things derail, fighting the fact that it's happening just adds to the emotional burden. Accepting the situation allows you to redirect your energy into what you can control instead of fixating on what's lost. Before jumping into damage control, take a moment to breathe. Give yourself space, mentally and emotionally. This will allow your brain to shift from reactive mode to problem-solving mode. A few minutes of deep breathing or a short walk or even a night of rest can offer fresh perspective. For my situation, I couldn't do any of those. I tried to breathe and I could lie in bed. And I had to acknowledge that that was the best I could do at the time and hope that you would all be patient and understanding. Once the immediate emotional reaction subsides, then you step back and reassess your priorities. What is the situation? What can still be done? What needs to be delayed, adjusted, or let go of entirely? Ask yourself what's still within my control, which goals are still important, and which need to evolve. Sometimes what feels like a setback can also clarify what really matters. And then adapt your plans. It's important to be flexible. Being rigid about timelines or outcomes can make changes feel like failures rather than opportunities for growth. Flexibility doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means being open to alternative routes to the same destination, or discovering new destinations altogether. Consider smaller steps, newer timelines, or alternate routes to get to your goal. And ask for support. You don't have to go through disruptions all alone. Let your trusted friends, colleagues, or family members know what's going on. They may be able to help directly, offer perspective, or just be there to listen. Sometimes just verbalizing what you're going through can provide relief and clarity. Accept imperfection. One of the hardest parts of disrupted plans is the gap between what was supposed to happen and what is happening. That was my struggle. What was supposed to happen was I wanted to be reliable and responsible and be there for you all, as you have been for us. But I had to learn to live with the fact that things do happen and we would get back to where we wanted to be. But in the meantime, I had to live with what was without constant blame or regret. As long as you continue to move forward, even if it looks different than the way you thought it would, you are on the right track. And then reconnect with your purpose. When your plans fall apart, returning to your why can help guide your next steps. Maybe the route has changed, but the destination still matters. Or perhaps life's disruption has revealed a new path worth exploring. And then reframe your narrative. A disruption in plans does not mean failure. It's part of the human experience. Often the most powerful growth comes from the moments you didn't choose. Try to look at the situation as part of your larger story, one in which resilience, adaptability, and perseverance become central themes. And remember that this is temporary. The pain, confusion, or detour you're dealing with now will evolve. What feels chaotic today might become tomorrow's turning point. Time does not erase difficulty, but it does bring perspective. Make peace with a new pace. Time frames often shift in response to life events, and that's okay. Trust that your journey is still unfolding, even if it looks different than you imagined. And that is what I am working on doing. Hopefully, the plan is that fairly soon, Shannon and I will be back doing a full episode together. We have to be flexible, see what comes up, take the time we need to restructure. The bottom line is, although you might not see it at first, every disruption brings an opportunity to practice patience, to grow stronger, and to rediscover what matters most. Plans are important because they give you direction and purpose. But life, with all its unpredictability, teaches you that growth often happens in the unplanned. When things go off course, it's not a sign you're failing, it's a sign you're growing and living. The key isn't avoiding life's interruptions. It's learning to bend and not break, to adapt and not abandon, to keep moving even if it's in a different direction than you expected. Plans may change, but your capacity to adapt and move forward is unwavering. It's not about staying on the exact track you were on before. It's about staying in the game, even if you have to take a detour. So when life gets in the way, pause, adjust, and keep going. You haven't lost your way. You're just taking the scenic route. Thank you again for your patience with our sporadic posting of episodes and for hanging in there with your personal power pod. We hope you will continue to stay with us as you claim your power and change your life.